Another attack as bandits abducted commuters traveling along Osogbo Ikirun Road at Ayepe community in Osun State in the early hours of Friday. The victims were said to have been whisked into the bush by their abductors. The perpetrators were said to have demobilize the vehicle, and abductees were traveling in and took them into the bush near the scene of the abduction. A security source said those abducted were taken to a bush located at the center of Iragwiji, Bokun, and Osogbo. He added that police and hunters were already combing the bush in the area, and bandits were suspected as the... Whoa. Today, what we are witnessing in Osun State now is something that we thought is far away from the southwest, and we thought the advent of Amotekun, that we are not going to be seeing incidents like this. What happened? This is Osogbo Ikirun Road in Ayepe community in Osun State.
Yes, the truth is, we have to be vigilant if we have to find a way to defeat these bandits. It's not Osogbo alone. In Katsina, as part of the story here, in Katsina, bandits killed 5 persons and injured dozens during the Tarawih prayer in the state, in a village called Angwan Bariberi in Funtua local government area. So during the fasting season, you went into the to attack people in the mosque, killed 5 of them. People were praying during the fasting season. And that's why I said, those who are saying that, bandits have been on vacation, we all can see now. It's just a matter. When did the Minister of Labour say this, that bandits have been on vacation? Between that time and now, we've had many cases. Some reported, some not reported. So this is the point. Don't give the feeling that this whole thing has ended because somebody created a cash confiscation policy. No. We warned at that time that it will not put an end to banditry. In fact, some of the bandits were even brandishing the brand new notes that they had. Before some of us laid our hands on the new notes, the bandits already had them. Look at in Niger State, in Kaduna State, in Osun now, in Katsina, people are still being kidnapped. Don't kid yourself that people are not being kidnapped or that kidnapping has ended because Emefiele came up with cash confiscation policy. It is still very much there. These are the facts. You can imagine that in this fasting season, they will go and kill people who are praying. And people are still being taken away everywhere. It's still happening everywhere. The facts are there. Sometimes we ignore these things, we don't talk about. It doesn't mean that it's not happening. It doesn't mean that it's not happening. We are just hoping that the security agents will be able to get a hand on this. If you go to Ondo State, the rate of kidnapping of people in Ondo is higher than any state in the southwest. If not for Amotekun, the bandits would, because Ondo is a gateway from the north to the southwest, the bandits will probably have overrun the southwest, if not for the role that Amotekun is playing, the most organized, the best structured Amotekun is the one that we have in Ondo State. And it shows the number of arrests that they make, they are even prosecuting now. They amended the law to allow them to prosecute. If you go to their head office.
To reduce the bottleneck.
Yes, if you go to their head office, if you see people, every day they are bringing in bandits that they have arrested who kidnap people. And somebody will say that banditry has been on holiday. Which holiday? Where did they go on holiday? Is it in Honolulu or Ogboyin in Ekiti State. Which holiday? They are still picking up our people. Who knows what they will do to these ones now? They picked more than 50 from one village alone in Niger State. Now, they even killed people. 5 people killed in cold blood.
How would the new administration, how would they try to, to reduce the menace of this bandits? As in, it's like a lucrative industry now.
Well, I think from what we are saying, it shows that the challenge is not over. Anybody who is deluded to think that because of the CBN cash swap, then there will be no banditry any longer. I think it's a short-sighted approach to the problem facing us. The CBN is not a security institution. The CBN cannot tackle problem of insecurity. The CBN needs to concern itself with financial issues, monetary issues. So if you say because some people, 1 or 2 people have been electrocuted, then put the whole country in darkness. That is not the solution. So if you think that by withdrawing cash and all that, people will no longer go into crime, it's not true. I think what happened in the past few months is that, few weeks, the media over-concentration on political affairs led us to election, both local and international media. Then people travel less these past 2-3 months. Fuel scarcity, lack of, people
domain to exercise their franchise.
So, but now that the election is over, people are coming up. There's fuel availability and all that. This problem will definitely come up again. But I think the solution to this problem is decentralization of the security architecture. And we are happy that we have Amotekun, but it needs to be empowered more so that it can employ more people. Ondo State has perhaps the highest number of Amotekun operatives in the southwest. I think Ekiti has probably about 300. So unless they are more empowered, and it requires a lot of money to be able to fund them. So we hope that the incoming government, we assist non-state, civil organizations that are also involved in security matters. And also we need to be thinking of state policing, community policing, which we have been, treating with kid gloves all these years. The National Assembly needs to see this issue as a major problem. And I have confidence that the incoming administration, given the background of the president and the vice president, I believe that state policing, community policing will be one of the kernel principles that will be tabled, to the parliament so that we can have some level of autonomy, in terms of dealing with security at the local level.
If you are just joining us, this is Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are reaching you here live from TVC News in our headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria. And we're still looking at the security situation across the country. Banditry. Babajide?
Yes, if we, part of what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu hopes to do to address this problem is forest rangers. The use of forest rangers.
Is part of his...
yes, it's in his manifesto. He's going to use forest rangers to police our long abandoned forests.
So
we have forest reserves that have now been taken over by bandits.
Yes, Fagu forests.
Falgore, even the Kainji National Park. Kainji Lake National Park is now taken over by bandits. Shiroro, that we used to go and look at the dam and all that. Shiroro, today, bandits have turned Shiroro to their
hideouts.
Yes, they're operating with reckless abandon there. In at least 8 to 9 local governments in Niger State, bandits are running riot. They've even colonized some of the communities and chased farmers away. So we cannot deceive ourselves that the problem is no longer there. That the problem was not reported does not mean that it was not there. Those boys were active. Remember, our people who went to cover the election in Niger State. They reported seeing bandits even on the road in the Shiroro area. They didn't attack people who were going to do election, but they manned the highway They man the road. And it's still Shiroro, Rafi, Magama, all of those, Rijau, which is along the border with Kebbi State. Those local governments.
It seems to be a thriving industry, as in a growing industry, as a result of unemployment, as a result of poverty.
Let me tell you, any piece of business, any business that has a huge profit margin, you will kill Nigerians, they will not stop doing it. President Buhari ran a dual dictatorship with Idi Agbon in 1984. They killed people for drug trafficking. Has drug trafficking been banished?
At all.
People will take the risk.
Till tomorrow.
Even at that time, people were still being arrested. You've seen people executed.
Yeah.
For drug trafficking.
And even some nations.
Even possession of drugs.
Yes, capital punishment in some countries.
Yes.
You still go through that route.
They go. Malaysia, all of those countries, you see people, because they believe that if they get away with it, they will be very rich and they will build big houses in their villages. But you may never come back alive. This is the problem. Banditry is much more lucrative than other crimes. Look at those who kidnapped the train passengers. I always talk about them.
Yes.
100 million per head. In the case of the Pakistani, they actually took 200 million.
So, do your calculation.
You know, 200 million from an individual.
If they had collected 100 million from 20 people.
And they collected the money in dollars. So, if somebody sits here and is fooling himself that, oh, because we did Naira confiscation, that, oh, they will not kidnap again. They will ask for foreign currency. The same way that the train passengers ask for foreign currency. Ask the members of the family of the people, since they've all been released now, not rescued, they've all been released. Ask them whether it wasn't dollars that they paid. So we just
misusing that word when you say rescued.
No, I will use it appropriately. You can't negotiate, because when you said there should not be ambiguity in the use of the English language. When you say rescue, it suggests that the military
without paying anything,
an operation,
dislodged those guys
and even made arrests.
Yes,
that was not what happened. For everyone,
how many of them are behind?
For everyone that was released, money was paid in foreign currency. So this is what happened. We cannot deceive ourselves that come and say rescue, because we like using the word rescue so liberally that we forget the meaning. So they were released by their captors. So hopefully we must come up with a new strategy. The next set of service chiefs, the next set of police IG that will come in with the new administration, with the incoming administration,
come down hard,
must be able to find a solution to this nonsense. They have suffered Nigerians for too long. Bandits can't be behaving like they own our country or swaths of land in our country. They don't own our country. So we have to show them who is in charge. And I'm hopeful that by the time we get more equipment in and we get our tactics right, honestly, we'll be able to defeat these people.